Okay, are we all set?
Just 1 second here.
Okay.
All right, we're ready to begin.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Before we get going, Jay's going to have a PowerPoint coming up here shortly. Just want to do some quick introductions. So I'll go start with our side. My name is DJ Kirkwood. I am one of the assistant audit managers for Team Olympia, and I'm supervising the audit. And with me here is Jade. She is leading the audit. And then does somebody want to take over on your side to do introductions?
I'm happy to jump in and start it off. So I'm Shannon Kelly Fong. I'm the assistant city manager for the city of Lacey, and I'll pass it over to Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea Arwood, accounting manager with City of Lacey. Ken?
Parsons, I'm secretary treasurer of the board.
And then in the room with me,
John Growsome, president of the board.
and then we also have our city clerk joining us as well, Alyssa Fontaine.
David, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Dave Nicandri, I think the newest member of the board representing.
I think that's right.
All right, great. Thank you all for attending. Yeah, I like so many people are here for this entrance conference. That's great to see. All right, Jay, do you want to pull up that PowerPoint? Then we'll get started on everything. Shouldn't be too long. I think we had half an hour, but should be less than that, unless you guys have questions that we can go over as well. Oh, there we go. Looks, is that on your full screen, Jade? Or maybe I'm just not.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, never mind. I was looking at it the wrong way. So can everyone see the PowerPoint? Does it look good?
Very small on our end.
Small at my end also.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry, bear with us. We normally work with Microsoft Teams, so not super familiar with Zoom. Do you want to try stop sharing, Jade, and then try resharing again?
Yeah.
If it's small, we'll work with it, but hopefully we can get it a bigger size for everyone.
Maybe if you share your screen, DJ, it might work better.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it open. Yeah, it's still small. Okay. All right. I'll get it open here. No, you're good. All right, got it open. Share my screen. How's that? Is that better?
Much better.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, so here we are, Capital Area Regional Public Facilities District Entrance Conference. Again, myself, DJ, and Jade. All right. On this slide, audits that matter. This slide shows all the types of audits our office performs, with the majority of them not being applicable to the district for this audit, but we still have them all listed here. The three at the top are our most common audits we perform, with accountability being the biggest one, as that's the most common one we perform. And so that's what we're doing for this year. We're doing an accountability audit. So the purpose of an accountability audit is to determine whether the district has complied with all state laws, contracts, grant agreements, and your own policies and procedures. In addition, this audit will also look at whether, in general, your district has adequate procedures in place to ensure public funds are properly safeguarded. And yeah, on here you can also see a picture of our Washington State Auditor, Pat McCarthy. And then down below is the amount of audits we conducted in the year 2022, which is a little bit less than 2,500. All right, Jade.
So this year, we will conduct an accountability audit that will cover the period of January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2022. For this audit, we will utilize a risk-based audit approach in selecting areas for further review. As part of this process, we completed a number of audit planning steps that included conducting risk assessments with key members of the district, reviewing members of the governing body, conducting analytical procedures, reviewing prior audit results, and assessing areas of common risk for districts across the state. Based on these planning procedures performed, we have identified the following areas for inclusion in our audit. For accounts payable with general disbursements and electronic funds transfers, we determined there is a risk that funds are not being dispersed in accordance with the interlocal agreements. For this area, we plan to gain an understanding of controls over EFT disbursements and will test transactions to ensure funds are being dispersed in accordance with the interlocal agreement and are valid and supported by adequate documentation. During our planning, we noted compliance with interlocal agreements had not been reviewed recently and was identified to pose a risk that the district is not in compliance with statutory requirements regarding these agreements. We plan to review the interlocal agreements and will determine compliance with those requirements. Financial condition is also an area that we perform during planning for all of our entities, as there is a general risk of financial solvency, distress, or near-term sustainability issues for the government to manage. We completed a baseline ratio analysis and a review and inquiry regarding indicators of financial distress to determine if any further work was necessary. Open public meetings is an area that we look at for all our entities, as there is a general risk of non-compliance with open public meetings, executive sessions, or documentation of minutes. We completed a baseline review of meeting minutes from the beginning of the audit period to current during our planning to determine if any further work was necessary. At the conclusion of our audit, we will publish a report showing the results of our review, including the areas examined. While we have selected the areas shared with you today, please know that we also remain open to any suggestions for additional areas that the governing body or management would like us to consider. Right. An important part of the office is a continuous communication between our audit staff and yours. There are a number of ways that we strive to stay connected throughout the audit process. We have highlighted the key methods for you today. We will hold weekly status meetings to keep you up to date on what has been completed, what is still in process or not yet started, and discuss any questions or concerns as they arise in the audit process. And we will also hold an exit conference to ensure you have the opportunity to hear directly from us on the results of your audit. We will work with management to schedule an exit conference meeting and invite all governing body members to attend our report out. Throughout the course of our audit, we find recommendations that are necessary to bring to your attention. Our office has 3 primary levels of audit recommendations that we use to convey the significance of the audit issues identified. First is audit findings. They are the most significant level of audit recommendation that can be issued and are included in their entirety in our audit report. The city will have an the district will have an opportunity to provide a response that will also be published in our audit report. We then have management letters, which are less significant than audit findings and are referenced in the audit report. And exit items are the lowest level of recommendation. They are written and are normal in the audit process. They will be provided to management for consideration at the end of the audit.
Okay, any questions so far before we move on? No?
From me.
Okay. Yeah.
No questions.
Oh, no questions. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so just a few more administrative type slides we'll go over. Then, yeah, again, if there's any questions at the end, we can address those then. All right, important information. So we also like to take the opportunity to share a few reminders with you today about our audit, confidential information. We understand that the district may provide us with sensitive or confidential data, and so we just want to let you know that we do our best to safeguard that, and we have methods to doing so, including our SAO share, which is a secure share site that we can share documents between each other. Audit cost, an estimate of the audit cost has been included in the entrance packet along with the engagement letter, and those will match. Audit dispute process. So we hope that if there are any disagreements or concerns that arise during the audit process, that those can be resolved through Jade or myself. However, we do have a formal dispute process to help hear your concerns. So at the bottom of the packet, not sure if Jade sent it over yet, or if she will after this meeting, she hasn't yet. There's contact information of our managers and directors on up that you can contact if needed. And then lastly here, loss reporting, just a reminder about our loss reporting requirements. If the district has any known or suspected losses, it is required that you notify our office. So reporting cybersecurity issues. So just like with our loss reports, state and local governments may also be required to report cybersecurity issues. This includes security breaches and cyber fraud. So the reporting is required to the Attorney General's office if a single incident affects more than 500 Washington residents. So this slide is just a reminder of this requirement, or to inform you if you didn't know about it yet. And there's also links here that's on the slide, but that they're also in that packet as well. Peer reviews of the Washington State Auditor's Office. So we also, in fact, do receive audits. Our office receives an external peer review once every 3 years by the National State Auditors Association. And as you can see on the slide, and also a link provided in the packet where you can access our most recent peer review results, which we did receive a pass. So this is the highest level of assurance that we can receive for an external peer review that can be provided. So this slide, working together to improve government, our agency has a couple different teams that are able to provide additional support and assistance to our agencies, and this is at no additional cost. That cost is included in our engagements in our audit. So there are definitely tools that we advocate others to use. The local government support team, the one here in blue, also known as LGS, they provide technical assistance, trainings, are active in our client help desk, questions and answers, and have many other available resources on our website. And they also specialize in helping our entities submit their annual report filing. And the one here in green, the Center for Government Innovation, they provide assistance in building a lean culture to help local governments be more efficient, effective, and transparent. And there's also a resource database on our website to access those audits that they perform. So this SAO Center for Government Innovation. So this is, so this slide shows some of the resources that we have. Payroll, segregation of duties, other things like that, and some of the contact information there at the bottom. Okay, so fraud. So if you guys have been attending these entrance conferences before, years past, this is a newer slide that we are going through and going over with our entities. So if this is your first time, great too. So yeah, we've seen an uptick in fraud over the last couple of years, especially cybersecurity, which is not too surprising. But our special investigations team created a guide to help elected officials and appointed board implement policies and internal control best practices for preventing employee fraud in their governments. So this guide is available to download in our resource library, and it's organized into 3 sections: preventing fraud, detecting fraud, and responding to fraud. And there's definitely a lot more information on our website that you can look through for this if you would like to. All right, and that about does it. Right here is our manager for our team, Lisa Carroll, and our contact information. So again, that's going to be provided in the packet if you ever need to reach out to her. But are there any questions, comments you guys have at this time? Okay, great. Well, thank you all for attending. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing many of you at the exit, and also maybe some of you at the City of Lacey Accountability entrance here. probably pretty soon. I know it is soon, but yeah, great seeing everyone.
I do have one quick question.
Yeah.
So the estimated cost for this audit came on the entrance letter.
Yes.
What was that? Do you know? Or has that letter been?
I don't know. Jay, do you know off the top of your head? Or do you have it open?
I think it was around like 6,000, but I can pull it up really fast.
Yeah.
Say that again.
She said it was about, she thinks it's around 6,000.
Okay. And last time I think it was around 4. Is that right? Well,
Yes, I believe the last audit covered 2 years where we added an extra year for this audit.
okay.
Yep.
Thank
3-year
you.
audit. Yep. You're welcome. Anything else?
No. Thanks, David and John, for attending.
Yeah, thank you all. All right, you guys have a great afternoon.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.